Hello everyone and welcome back to another Game to Campaign video, the series where I take a game, take its lore, mechanics, and give you ideas about how you can fashion your own TTRPG campaign based on that game. So without further ado, we are covering Cult of the Lamb. I've been playing this game for a couple of weeks, and it's been a ton of fun. And for those that don't know what Cult of the Lamb is, it is a roguelike yet also town-building kind of game. You go through different areas, fighting all manner of monsters and abominations, collecting treasures, resources, and getting to explore this really weird island that you're all living on. And after your little crusades are done, you get to go back to the little cult that you reign over in the woods. And yes, you heard that right. You get to take care of your own cult. You slowly build up your followers, increase your own power, and aim to release the old god that bestowed you your powers in the first place. And this is where I'd like to segue us into the lore part of the video, because that is literally going to be the only thing that will make any of what I say make any kind of sense. The game begins. Your character, the Lamb, approaches the four bishops, Leshy, Hecate, Calamar, and Shamora. You kneel under the executioner's axe, a lone, sacrificial lamb. The axe comes down, but you don't feel its blow. And as you open your eyes, you see a void of white and dust. A voice calls out to you, the one who waits. Take this red crown and start a cult in my name, and I will return you to life. Overthrow the four bishops, my siblings, the ones that rule this land, and release me from these shackles. And so as this game really starts moving, you're on this island that was once upon a time filled with tons of different gods. However, at the start of the game, we become aware of really only 5. Whether these 5 took out a majority of the rest, or maybe they just died off, we're not really sure. Although a few other minor gods are introduced later in the game as some NPCs, but they're not really super pressing to explain the lore. So anyways, the 5 super important gods are Leshy, Hecate, Calamar, Shamora, and Narinder. Each one embodied something. Leshy Chaos, Hecate Famine, Calamar Pestilence, Shamora Conquest, and Narinder Death. Everything seemed to be alright amongst these 5 gods for the longest time, until Narinder wanted change. While some of the different portfolios and the definitions of what these beings embodied would be allowed to change and grow, Narinder's was definitively stagnant. The rules and concepts of death would always be what they were, and this frustrated him. He pushed against his siblings, and eventually a fight broke out. Leshy's eyes were gouged out, Hecate's throat ripped out, Calamar's ears ripped off, and Shamora's skull split open in this massive fight. But despite their wounds, this wasn't enough to take them out. Each one of them placed a chain on Narinder and sealed him away. And there was peace again, at least until a prophecy came forth. A lamb bearing the red crown would come and take down the bishops and free Narinder from his shackles. Hence, they gathered all the lambs in the land and sacrificed them all, one after the other, until there was one lamb left, the player. And this is where our journey begins. We go out to fight the 4 bishops, and after we take down each one, a chain on Narinder gets taken off, and when we take all the bishops down, the prophecy can finally be fulfilled. And along the way, oh man, you get to enjoy so many different kinds of gameplay, and that was honestly one of the things that was really surprising for me. You can, of course, enjoy it as a fun roguelike game where you can collect all kinds of weapons and buffs that aid you in your journey. And you can also enjoy something akin to a dark twist of a fusion that I can only describe as Animal Crossings and The Sims. And I'm saying this because for some of you in the comments, you might actually know how dark The Sims can get. And yeah, things with your followers get weird. For those of you who've played the game long enough, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not sure if saying it on YouTube is going to get me flagged. So I will say it involves bowls and poop. Anyways, though, and even to all of these different modes of gameplay, and even all of these little mini-games that Cult of the Lamb throws at you, all strongly tie into one another and just helping you grow overall. By fighting in the wilds, you can get resources which can help you grow your cult. You can create infrastructure that improves their overall quality of life. And as your cult grows, you can gain even more power, which then can be used to better aid you when you go out into the wilds, and the cycle deeper feeds on itself. You can delegate tasks to your followers so that they can help aid your cult, or they might just slack off, even if you do delegate things for them to do. It might just do nothing and proceed to be incapable of performing even the most simple life-preserving tasks. God forbid if they don't get any food or if you don't wipe their butts for them. Or you can play Knucklebones, which is actually a really fun little dice minigame that they came up with. And it's something you can even do in real life too. I don't want to go too deep, but playing Knucklebones, it really only takes a couple of dice and the rules for it are really cool. But what I'm trying to say is, playing it allows you to win money that you can then use to aid your cult and get better infrastructure. So as I'm trying to say, all the little things feed into each other. And all the while as you do this, you slowly grow into the stronger, more powerful godlike being as you amass more devotion from your followers. But now as I've dived deep into the lore and the concepts of this game, how can we as DMs turn these concepts into campaigns? So there are two routes that I think we can really work with. One particularly interesting route is, what if the players were setting up something akin to an eldritch pantheon and they were working to run their own cult on this island? Similar to how Hecate, Leshy, Kalamar, Shmora, and Narinder formed their pantheonic cult, this is something that your players can step into the role of. How will your players run their cults? Will they preach love and mercy, or rule their brainwashed followers with tyranny and an iron fist? In another route, you can aim to be the members from one of the other cults that exist on this island. While other cults aren't too common in the game, we interact with them enough to know that they're in the deep pockets of the island. Your players can go on quests to expand the cult, claim glory in the name of their eldritch cult leader, or maybe even overthrow them and take their power for themselves. It's completely up to you. And with the different angles to these games, you still have loads of interesting NPCs that you can add to your games based on the different NPCs that you'll encounter within the Cult of the Lamb. Some of these NPCs can give you fun quests that'll give you the ability to gain new permanent buffs, strengthen your cult, acquire some helpful resources, and of course, just deepen the world building that you set for the players. But anyways though, that is all the time that I have today for this video. I really do invite you guys to check out Cult of the Lamb. It's been a lot of fun to play, and I think you'll have a lot of fun too. Just be mindful, it's not for the most G-rated of audiences. Putting my disclaimer on that now. It's a fun game, but just don't think that this is just a rated E for everyone kind of adventure. But anyways though, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more of me talk about different games, leave some of them in the comments. And even too, if you want me to cover more Cult of the Lamb, drop that in the comments too. I do read these a lot, and I am always looking for new fun things that I can include on the channel. So if there's something that you guys really think would be fun for me to cover, let me know. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for even more TTRPG content and ideas. And in the meantime, keep smiling, keep scheming, and I'll see all of you again next time.